Finally, after 12 seasons, 238 episodes, not that anybody was counting, we get a Bob's Burgers movie. Rated PG-13, as it should be, with a runtime of an hour and 42 minutes. The Bob's Burgers movie came out on May 27th, kicking off the summer. Extremely smart move, especially during a holiday weekend. And a good capstone to season 12. So the timing was really good on their part. They thought about this. Duh. So the synopsis of the film is a water main break creates a giant sinkhole right in front of Bob's Burgers. Of course, blocking the patrons' entrance to the restaurant because that's just their luck. Of course, they can clearly still get into their apartment, but it's summertime. Bob and Linda are not strangers to the struggle, but this time around, they're financially underwater. Pun intended. I won't spoil the movie beyond these plot points and conflicts, but I'll give you an overview just to give you a little bit of insight so you know what's going to be going on. Bob and Linda have 7 days to pay back a bank loan for the business. Tina battles asking Jimmy Jr. to be her summer boyfriend. Jean has a little bit of creative block. Louise is on a journey to prove that she is not a baby. Now, everybody gets their own subplots and, typically how an episode would go, but it's up to you to find out if they all persevere. Is the summer ruined? You're just going to have to tune in to see what happens. The animation and CGI are very well done. More puns, I'm sorry, whatever. Not sorry. They really didn't cut any corners in this production, and it is visually stunning. I know it's kind of like, well, why did it take so long to make a movie? I feel like we had ample time to get to know the family as well as secondary and tertiary characters. Being deep within the Bob's Burgers world, it kind of opened up the opportunity for a lot of different possibilities. Because beyond reading the summary, even before I went to see it, I didn't dive in too much because I didn't want anything ruined. Basically, I'm presenting the information to you now so I can convince you. But even if you did see it, you're still going to appreciate the review. It was a good mixture of 2D art as well as beefing it up with the CGI. And I will say it did feel like a good theatrical experience. It wasn't just thrown up there or rushed or anything. Even though it really felt like a polished extended episode without the commercials, it just had a good cinematic feel, especially watching it in a theater. The movie also does a great job of not going too Hollywood in its motion picture debut, which I appreciated. The movie stayed true to the show's style and delivery, and overall tone, I'll say. The jokes, they typically don't miss, and it's not like they punched it up too much just because they are in theaters now. Like, seeing your favorite characters in a larger than TV format is always exciting, but it's much more enjoyable when they get it right. Even with the PG-13 rating, it's still pretty light on the raunchiness. If this came out in, let's say, the 90s, it would be rated PG. So for those who are wanting to take little ones, you don't have to be ready to shield eyes or cover ears. It's just, I would say the worst is probably just potty talk, but it's not even anything that deep or highly offensive. I know you're probably like, well, to you. Okay, yeah, but yeah, still. Fans such as myself rejoice, but I will say, even if you are new to the series, haven't watched it before, or maybe even just watch it sometimes, the movie isn't so in-depth with lore that it'll leave you feeling left out. Like how, some movies will, or how some series adaptations will basically put you within the world without explaining characters because it's like, well, you should have known these characters already. But with fresh eyes, somebody who has not experienced an episode of Bob's Burgers even would still enjoy this. Now, the music, I'll admit, I'm pretty sure I've said this before here, but I don't like musicals, which is hilarious because I like theater plays and music in general. But when it's mixed within TV shows and movies, okay, not everyone does it properly and it can come off as cheesy and just hokey. It just seems like, okay, this was obviously planned. And it's not even like the music is great. It's just thrown in there just to basically give you that relief, I guess. Whatever. In this instance, the songs are ridiculously catchy and they fit into the film seamlessly. It does not feel forced by any means, and they also don't overdo it, especially if you watch the series, have seen it before. They often do have musical numbers. They wrap episodes with a song, but you would think with the longer runtime, they would OD, but there was enough original music, I'll say, at least for me. It wasn't too much by any means. They didn't have 8 songs per act or anything. Very digestible. Another fun. All in all, it's a great time, and I will give it a 4 out of 5 stars. Bob's Burgers is a go-see for me, for sure. It just feels like summer when you're watching it in the theater. It also sets up season 13 nicely. Hopefully they don't make this all canon. It's just like, oh, this never happened. But we'll see what they decide to do. And more points, or, well, additional points if you can see it at the Alamo, because the Alamo is the best movie theater in the world. And it's just an experience. I need to do an Alamo appreciation episode, but they had a fire themed menu and fun pre-rolls before the movie and the previews played. Yeah, the Alamo is just everything. Definitely put this on your summer must-watch list. Be sure to stick around for a post-credits treat. I know everybody usually will get up to try to get out the theater immediately, or just sit in their seat scrolling their phone to check, hey, does blah blah have a post-credit scene? I will tell you, yes, it does. So you might as well just sit down, because there's a ton of animation and stuff too in the credits as well. Feel free to share your thoughts, spoilers, and opinions on the Spotify app, verbalvibemode.com, social, that's Instagram or Twitter, or leave a voice message using the Anchor app. All resources, of course, are in the description. Start your summer off right and go get a burger.